Okay. But the two of you, like I said, you guys got cool again around the time the Sexual Healing was out.
Yes, we did.
And then that next year, the Motown 25th anniversary show happened, where Marvin actually performed What's Going On.
Yeah.
And you actually got reunited with the Miracles on that show.
Yes.
How did that feel?
Oh, it was fun. That whole show, that whole thing was fun, man. It was a great week because, you know, we had rehearsals all that week and everybody, not just the artists, all the writers, the producers, the Funk Brothers. I mean, everybody was there, man. So it was like homecoming, you know, and to see people that you hadn't seen in who were your brothers and sisters that you grew up with like that, you know. It was a great week, man. It was a wonderful, wonderful week.
Well, yeah, the Jackson 5 got reunited at that
Yes.
show, and Michael Jackson performed Billie Jean.
Diana got reunited with the Supremes. Yeah.
Yep. That happened also. And that's when the moonwalk happened on stage.
Mm-hmm.
To see that live, Michael Jackson doing the moonwalk, performing Billie Jean, what was that like?
It was like incredible, man. It was just phenomenal, really. But it wasn't the first time I'd seen the moonwalk, you know. See, people think Michael made up the moonwalk, think he, you know, that was his dance. And the moonwalk came from the Nicholas Brothers. Nicholas Brothers were a tap dancing team, two brothers.
Huh.
And they came along during the era of Lena Horne.
Okay.
And Lena Horne has a movie called Stormy Weather, okay? And the Nicholas Brothers were in there. Bill Robinson, who were the Bojangles, all those people were in this movie. And the Nicholas Brothers did the moonwalk in that movie. But Michael was a brilliant entertainer because he watched everybody, you know, all the dancers especially. So he got the moonwalk from the Nicholas Brothers. And he did a lot of stuff from Fred Astaire and Jackie Wilson and people like that, all the dancers, James Brown. When I first saw him, he was a little James Brown.
Yeah.
You know, he could James Brown down, you know what I mean? But he was like that. Michael studied show business. When we were doing shows, after he came off and stuff, he would stand in the wing and watch everybody. You know, he was just one of those kind of people. You know, he became Michael Jackson intentionally, you know.
Yeah. I mean, there's always the argument, what's the better album, Thriller or Off the Wall? What do you think?
Well,
it's a tough call.
For my listening pleasure, I would pick Off the Wall.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Thriller was, of course, his big album.
Yeah.
And see, Off the Wall had a lot of cuts on it that I loved. See, Thriller didn't have a lot of cuts on it that I loved. I loved Billie Jean, of course. I loved Thriller. And he had a couple, you know, Smooth Criminal, a couple others that I liked.
Smooth Criminal came later.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Yeah.
he had a,
Beat It was on Thriller,
Beat
yeah.
It. Beat It was on, yeah. So he had a few songs on there that I liked, but I loved Off the Wall.
Yeah, it was a little more soulful.
It was a little more soulful,
Yeah.
and it was the first time that he went over into sort of like a jazzy kind of thing with Quincy, you know. Mm-hmm. And Quincy, who was a musical genius, you know, took him to that place. But out of the two, Off the Wall would be my favorite album.